Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We just did a video on the forklift. Remember the front rams on it that push the boom in and out? They were leaking. Well, I've got a dump trailer over here. She hasn't dumped in a lot of years. I've maybe had it 6-7 years. I think its overall hauling capacity is about 3,500 pounds. I've maxed it out numerous times. It's a smaller dump trailer. It's a 5x10. It's got a single cylinder, lift. It's got a battery on board, charges from the truck. Great dump trailer. I've got my money's worth out of this thing time and time and time again. I think I paid $4 grand for this thing. So the problem is it doesn't dump anymore, so we've been unloading it by hand. Could I use a larger one? Sure, be super handy, double axle, everything else. Thing is, all our trucks are 1500s or F-150s. They're all 1/2 ton trucks because, well, we don't need really big trucks for what we do. But when you come to hauling, I see so many guys going down the road with an F-150 or a 25 or a 1500, and they're hauling these big, huge trailers, and they put a backhoe in it or something, and they're like, "Oh, I got trailer brakes, it's fine." What are you doing to the transmission in your truck, dude? Come on. If you're gonna haul a big trailer, get a big truck. If you're gonna have to drive a 1500 or an F-150, that a half-ton truck, then keep in mind what size trailer you want to haul. Okay? When we're looking at campers, boom, boom, boom. Those are coming up on the channel. See that one on the end? That one is a 1971 Holiday Rambler. We're gonna use these two trailers here as parts trailers to help rebuild that one. We're gonna call it Lady Lux because it's gonna be the epitome of luxury inside. It's gonna be like riding in the Titanic. Except we're gonna avoid the icebergs. Guess what? That was a sad, sad story. But anyways, we're going to take the knowledge we gained from working on the old Yale here. We're going to put it into the dump trailer, and well, we're going to find out on this video how to change a hydraulic cylinder on a dump trailer. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. If you haven't watched the video on the forklift here, first time in my life I've ever touched a hydraulic line. Got them out, changed the rams out, put a couple hours on the forklift since. We've been using the forklift a lot. And I'll tell you what, hasn't dropped a drip. Hasn't dripped a drop, dropped a drip. All right, let's get into this one. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. It says down here what your typical material weight per cubic yard is. This morning already had a pancake breakfast for the Kiwanis Club, and then after that, I had a load of trash in this thing, went to the dump, dumped that. You know what? Well, it's empty. Let's take the opportunity to get into this thing. There's the hydraulic pump down there. There's the reservoir tank. You can't really see it, but up in there's a battery box. That's where the battery goes for it. If you need to boost it off and you can't get the battery, they added this little positive cable here, and then you ground the frame. I kind of like that. It's kind of a nice idea. I'm going to hook up the controller to it, which plugs in over here, and we're try and seeing if it'll lift. The pump runs. And it just runs and makes like a gurgly noise. It's not, I'm sure a seal's gone in it. So what I have to decide is, do I want to get a new pump? I can't find out what the part number is till I get it out of there. So I'm going to get the thing out of there, get the part number off it. We're going to check and see what a new pump would cost. And then I'm going to call the guy that rebuilt the cylinders on this thing for me and say, hey, what if I brought this pump to you? Can you rebuild that? And maybe he can put some new seals in that for me, and we're off to the races. That's kind of what I'm hoping, because then all the wiring's right, all the plumbing's right, everything hooks right back up like it's supposed to. That's best case scenario, unless the pump's just shot. So let's see if we can boost this thing off. Well, use the forklift to boost it. Why not? 12 volt. And see if we can get this thing to lift up at all. My plan is, I'm going to sneak the fork underneath here, in that corner, and lift the box up. I'll put a block underneath to hold it, get a better, lift with the fork. Once it lifts up, I think on that side there is a prop rod that you're supposed to use when you're working on it, just to keep everything safe, because, safety's my middle name. I need to have a shirt that says safety's my middle name. All right, the solenoid's clicking off. She got nothing. Maybe we'll sit here for a minute and put some juice in the battery, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. She ain't doing nothing, so we're gonna let it sit for a minute and take some charge. Many minutes later, she's just clicking off, not doing dump things. So let's go to plan B. Plan B is grab the forks underneath the bed and try to lift her up, get right on the battery, and see if that does any better. How's a guy supposed to do that by himself? Lift the forklift up, put the support. That support beam should be like stiff, so you put it one place and it locks in. Maybe we'll improve on that. But anyways, got the box up. Let's take a look, see what we got inside of here. All right, so we got our onboard battery. We're gonna open that up, see if we can charge direct to that. Maybe jump the solenoid here. Don't know if the solenoid's a problem right there or not. So we're gonna try to jump that right to the pump. We're gonna see what we see. I think we can get the serial number off there. It's a Dalton 3920571 12-volt DC. Let's figure out how this thing works. It looks pretty simple. It's got a hose that goes out to the ram, and looks like that's it. Is it just one hose? It indeed looks like one hose to the ram. So I guess that is works as a valve, so it pushes pressure out or it releases pressure in, one of the two. And this wire here goes up to there. Pretty straightforward. You've got a pump, and then you got a switch. It's hooked into here. Apparently these get stolen all the time. When I bought it, the guy said never leave this thing plugged in because somebody will steal your switch in a heartbeat. Well, you can see the fluid levels right there. She's full. So we don't have a fluid issue problem. We're not low on fluid. This just stopped working. So let's just find out if it's a solenoid and that's not closing, or if it's a pump. I think it's a pump because I remember last time we used it, I'm pretty sure the solenoid would work, open and close, and the pump would run, but shouldn't do nothing. All right, first thing we're going to try is we got the forklift hooked directly to the battery instead of the jump point, and let's see. No, nothing. Basically, the battery comes to the jump point, goes here, and then it comes over to here. We're directly on the pump. Got our positive going to the pump, bypassing the solenoid altogether, and she's got nothing. So it sounds like the solenoid's working, the pump's not turning, because the solenoid's clicking in and out. Take battery, bypass solenoid, well, nada. We got nothing. Thinking it's the pump. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out of here. Wouldn't hurt to clean it up and maybe spritz some paint under here while we're under here. Let's get the power washer out and clean this thing up. It's kind of dirty. Well, I'm getting this stuff on my face, it's in my eyes, my ears, it's in my hair. It's all over me. I need some glasses. Hang on. Okay, I'm covered. This is working much better. Oh yeah, it's the ultimate in facial protection. Hey guys, welcome to the underside of the trailer. Part of what makes my videos fun, and I think they're fun, is I don't know what I'm doing. Some of you guys are watching and you're, hydraulics guys, you're mechanics, you're people that work on these things. So you know exactly what I'm doing, and you see the moment I do something wrong. Whereas I don't. I just keep on moving forward, and I think that's part of the fun. So anyways, I grabbed 4 wrenches and adjustable in case I misjudged on the side, and I grabbed a catch pan. I'm gonna throw that down there because, well, some of what's in here and some of what's in the ram might come out, and I want to, be environmentally friendly over here and catch that. So let's just see if any of these wrenches are right. That's probably 9/16 on there. It is. So I'm gonna start by disconnecting the battery. Negative side first. We'll pull that guy off of there. We're gonna have to go get a new battery for this as well. It's been a while since this thing was used, and I imagine this battery is a nougat. It's the battery it came with. So we're going to disconnect the battery, not that it has any juice at all. At all. We're going to disconnect what we've got on the solenoid here. It's come to my attention that it's probably not a hydraulic issue with this thing. The green wire from the switch went to where the positive was, so let's remember that. The black wire went to the top of the solenoid, just that little tiny terminal, and then the white wire plugs into the little switchy doodad on top of here. So I'm just saying that out loud, so later when I can't remember where everything went, I can go back and watch my own video and figure it out. Right? It looks like what happens is the reservoir, I don't know if I got an 8 quart or 10 quart, so I ordered a 10. I say order because, you know what, I'm starting to believe that this is more of a pump issue, less of a hydraulic issue. I don't think the pump's even trying to run the hydraulic deal, so therefore well, it's not gonna do anything. So I'm just rambling on, disconnecting stuff, but I know some of you guys like to know what I'm up to, even when the camera's off. That's what I'm doing. When I get all disconnected, there's 2 bolts underneath the frame that come up into the bottom of the pump. I'm gonna crawl under there, get those bolts. We're gonna get this thing out of here. I think that's literally all it's gonna take. I'm gonna have to disconnect the hydraulic line. I'll make sure you watch that so that if it goes terribly bad, you see it. All right, I pulled the 2 bolts out from underneath the frame, came up through the frame and into the bottom of this block right here. So the pump's actually loose in here, not connected. I've disconnected the switch wires, so they're down here like this. We got 11/16 up here on this. Now, on the forklift project, you remember when I took this off, there was no pressure on the line. Not even a drop of fluid came out. It's gurgling. Not even a drop of fluid came out of there. But I imagine when I take this off, I'm probably not going to get a bunch of fluid because the piston's in a set spot. Still, I'm going to get out of the way. See that? Nothing. But what I imagine is going to happen is when I take the rod out of here that's holding the box up and I take the forklift and lower this thing down, I imagine all that fluid that's up in that ram right now is going to come running out of this line. So there I have my catch can down there to get that. That's what I imagine will happen. So let's see. There we go. Whole unit comes right out just like that. You can see it's pretty straightforward. You got a pump on this end. This is the reversing valve here, so it's either pushing fluid out or pulling fluid in. You got your reservoir on this end here. As I said, I don't know if it's 8 quarts or 10 quarts. I ordered a 10 quart. That doesn't say on here. There's a label I painted over previously. So when I lower this boom down with the forklift, I will take the hose and put it up underneath the catch pan because, you know, I don't want hydraulic fluid in my parking lot any more than the next guy. I'm just figuring out hydraulics a little bit at a time. You know, play with them often enough, and you figure out with just about anything how it works. We're gonna lift that battery out of here. Can't see a date on it. We're gonna get rid of this guy here, and the new part will be in on Thursday. As far as I can tell, if you guys want to change one of these pumps on your own dump trailer, dump truck, dump whatever you've got. Key thing is safety. Make sure the box is supported. It's very heavy. So number 1, safety. Number 2, if you're gonna power wash it, proper face protection. Number 3, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And number 4, hey, I just dropped the pump. Oh yeah, there's that fluid I was trying to save. Oh, right in the dirt. As I was saying, number 4, I can do it, anybody can do it. Don't drop the pump, it's very important. And number 5, thanks for watching. You know, comment, like, subscribe. Do the thing, share. I appreciate you guys being out there watching these videos. I'm trying to make them pretty straightforward and simple, nothing too complicated. A lot of little projects you can do yourself, save yourself a bunch of money at the shop. A lot of this stuff's not hard. It's just sometimes you gotta like, well, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I don't know either, but I'm willing to jump in and try it and give it a shot. And like I say, if I can do it, you guys can do it. Get out in the shop and fix something, for Pete's sakes. All right, undercoating. Thanks for being here, guys. Come on out of here, you. Made in Mexico. Consider yourself deported. Just the amount of surface rust and things under there. You can see us spraying that undercoating on there. Just kind of covers that up, seals it up. That'll help it out a lot. So that's 1 can. Let's go get 6 more. Make this thing look brand new underneath. On the outside body of the trailer, this is a trim clad. Rust-Oleum gloss black. So just gonna do a little bit of spot patching of that. This is a spray can. Just the areas that are kind of wore through. You know what I mean? Cover up that little bit of surface rust that's starting. Just kind of, just make it look nice for, you know, a couple more years. Things always last better when you keep them sealed up. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, about 5 cans of undercoating under there, but she just looks a lot better. So that ought to help protect a little bit too, get all that rust kind of covered up and sealed in. Makes the trailer look a little bit nicer. Okay, so quick change of plans. I spun the tank around. I had the tank over here and the pump, and my battery cables weren't reaching. You saw that. So I just spun it around. I actually stripped out one of the bolt holes in the bottom of that aluminum casing, so I had to grab my tap and die set and re-tap that, put a new bolt in that. I got my hydraulic line hooked up here. There's a plug on the back here and one back here. This was originally over here, but you can pull the plug and just switch them if you need the hydraulic line to come out the other side, which I did. I got my battery cables hooked up. I got a brand new Superstart Marine in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a little hydraulic fluid. Clean the top of that off before I start pouring it. Add a little hydraulic fluid in here, and then we're gonna run her up and down a few times. We got a little dipstick on there, so we can check that. We'll run her up and down a few times. And I am a certified professional, which means I have to follow the code of ethics and cut my, you know, tails on my zip ties. Not really. But I put some zip ties around here, as you can see, because, you know, I just want to make sure I've got a little backup plan. So if those bolts were to they go up through the bottom of the frame, and they're just like a hole. They just kind of took a blowtorch and blasted a hole through. It's not great. So I've got the bolts in it, and I put a little Loctite on them just to make sure they don't come out. But in case they do, never hurts to have a backup plan. That's my zip ties. So I'm gonna put a little fluid in this thing. I'm gonna tighten the battery down. I just connected up. There was no sparkles or anything, so I don't think anything shorting out or nothing tried to run. So we're just gonna try it. I don't know what else to do. If you're wondering, I'm using O'Reilly's AW32 hydraulic oil. Why am I using that specific blend? I already had it in the shop. Okay, that's gonna need a little bit more in there, but I'm gonna run the cylinder, attempt to run the cylinder, because I know a bunch of oil came out when we took it apart, and I want a chance for that oil to go back into the piston, back into the lines, back into wherever it came from. All right, it came with a new controller. I guess what I want to do is lift it up first, so I can get the prop rod out of here. I can also get the forklift pulled out, and just gonna see what happens. Stand clear. Nothing. It's a big old nothing burger on that one. Huh. Battery's grounded to the trailer, but I don't know that the pump's grounded to the frame. So let's grab an extra negative cable and connect those two in and see if that helps. All right, we've got some different lengths of cables here. Let's find one that fits. I think actually the shortest one we got will work. If I put that on there, what happens if I put that on there and just touch this? Nothing, no sparkles, no nothing. So now I just bought this battery. I'm hoping it, you know, came charged. Test number 2. Perfect. So we can hear the pumps pumping. It's just got to get some oil in it. Probably it's free spinning. Let's make sure we got some oil in here still. Oh, she's a dry. So it took all that oil and probably pushed it into the piston, which is going to take a little bit of oil at this point because, well, it's halfway up. But the oil went someplace and it's not on the ground. Let's give it a little bit more to drink on there. I don't want to put too much in because when the piston comes down, all that oil's coming back. Give it a little bit more there to chew on and see what she does with that. Engage! That? Try again. I might have misgauged how much oil it takes to fill that piston. Every time I turn it on, it just sucks all the oil away. Every time I look down in here, it looks like it's dry. All right, I want you guys to see this. I'm putting oil down in there, and you can see the input from the pump. It's like it's no oil in it. Try it one more time. See that? It sounds like it's sucking 0 oil up. But it's very clearly not depositing it on the ground. That is an oil spill from something else. Yeah. It's not going in the back of the bed. It's going someplace. It's got to be going into the pump, into the line, and into the ram. So unless that ram is solid oil, which is a possibility, I don't know, it's very possible, I'm gonna have to add some more oil. I had about 4 gallons in there. I feel like I've already put 2 gallons in there. So let's see, let's add some more, see what that ram takes. Eat up, little boy. Oh, I think I can see oil. This is the most surprising part about this project, is how much oil this takes. I had no idea. Oh! Well, that's impressive. Pretty exciting day around here when I fix something and, well, it works. So, all right. Let's lower this down, see what happens to the oil level. I'm going to play with it a little bit. I probably have some air on the line, so I'm going to pump it up and down a few times, make sure the air is out. I don't want it like hopping and jumping or anything on that. Well, it's loaded right now. It's just got a couple 100 pounds on it. So we got a load of trash to pick up at a job site tomorrow. I'm going to lift it and raise it, lower it a couple more times to get some air out of it. Once that's done, we'll button it up, put the battery cover back on, check the level of the fluid, make sure everything looks right. When we're happy with all that, well, then tomorrow I'm going to run and get a load of trash and take it to the dump, and let's try dumping it, see what it does. Well, I really wish I'd recorded that, but I put the thing all the way up. That's where it stopped. Then when I went down, it did do it that time, but it shot oil out of the top of the, there's like a little breather hole there. I think it's an overflow. I don't know. But sorry if I got you at home. It came right to the camera. All right. I'm gonna check that overflow one more time. So the weight of the bed is what pulls it down. It doesn't have a hydraulic return. I'm just letting the pressure out. The weight of the bed brings it down. Pretty proud of that right there. I know, it's a small thing. You hydraulic guys, I mean, you did 3 of those before breakfast. I get it. I've never done it before, so I'm a little happy about it. But really happy about not having to hand unload the dump trailer anymore. What a pain. So now I want to go get some topsoil and put some grass in at home and put sod around and spread gravel and take trash to the dump and clean up my metal scrap pile. I want to do all kinds of things now that it's not such a burden to unload this thing. So there we go. I'm going to button it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, first stop with the dump trailer is going to be over here at the landfill site. I don't have any metal to dump today, but I certainly like going through that pile when I can. We got some other guys here doing the exact same thing. We're in the Pee-wee division compared to these guys. Yeah, my dump trailer's not quite as big. Just a little load today, not much on here. Always remember to chain your doors back, otherwise when you tip the dump bed, well, the doors will swing out and dig into the ground. So here we go. Trial run. Oh, also, make sure your hitch is always locked. Looks like it's working pretty good. Trash is coming out. There she goes. Put that in there. I'm sure she, oh yeah, we're gonna pull that head a little bit and let this trash out. And just like that, in a cloud of dust, it's like that trash never existed. Little bulldozer just smushes her down and makes it go away. Alright guys, so this is a pretty simple project. Let me know if you like this kind of content. I'm trying to mix it in with the other projects as well, some how-to videos, because well, I'm learning as we go. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you'd like me to see me fix anything else, because I'm willing to give anything a try. Thanks.